Welcome to Daily Scripture Reading. I do not own the rights to this music. Mark chapter 15, beginning at verse 22 and ending at verse 41. This is the Amplified Version, the Crucifixion. Then they brought him to the place called Golgotha, which is translated place of a skull. They tried to give him wine mixed with myrrh to dull the pain, but he would not take it. And they crucified him and divided up his clothes among themselves, casting lots for them to see who should take what. It was the third hour, 9:00 a.m., when they crucified him. The inscription of the accusation against him had been written above him, "The King of the Jews." They crucified two robbers with him, one on his right and one on his left. And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, "He was counted with the transgressors." Those who were passing by were insulting him with abusive and insolent language, wagging their heads as a sign of contempt, and saying, "Ha! You who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in only 3 days, save yourself by coming down from the cross." In the same way, the chief priests also, along with the scribes, were ridiculing and mocking him among themselves, and saying, "He saved others from death. He cannot save himself. Let the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed, the King of Israel, now come down from the cross, so that we may see and believe and trust in him." Those who were crucified with him were also insulting him. When the 6th hour, noon, came, darkness covered the whole land until the 9th hour, 3:00 p.m. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani," which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Some of the bystanders heard him and said, "Look, he is calling for Elijah." Someone ran and filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on a reed, and gave him a drink, saying, "Let us see whether Elijah is coming to take him down." But Jesus uttered a loud cry and breathed out his last voluntarily, sovereignly, dismissing and releasing his spirit from his body, in submission to his Father's plan. And the veil of the Holy of Holies of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. When the centurion who was standing opposite him saw the way he breathed his last, being fully in control, he said, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." Now some women also were watching from a distance, among whom were Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James the Less, and of Joses, and Salome. When Jesus was in Galilee, they used to accompany him and minister to him, and there were also many other women who came up with him to Jerusalem. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.